Hello, and welcome back to Raghav TV for yet another video. Important video this time, discussing how Barcelona have managed to secure the funds for this summer transfer window. Big names linked to the club, and how are we going to fund these transfer is what we look into this video. And let's get started. So if you have been reading the football news recently related to FC Barcelona, you would see a lot of names linked with us. The likes of Azpilicueta, Frankessi, there's Christensen, Sula, and then there's Haaland, and there are so many players that are being linked with FC Barcelona right now. And for an average fan who doesn't follow Barcelona that regularly, you might be thinking that we were talking about a 1.3 million debt, and till now we are talking about how we find it difficult to register players, and how are we suddenly being linked to such big players on huge wages as well. So let me answer this question. So let's fly back to last summer. Laporta comes into the team. Laporta comes into FC Barcelona, sees the huge mess that Bartomeu has made out of this club. Finances are in deep trouble. So one important decision apparently which is made by Laporta and his board, Matthew Almani and all the guys in the Barcelona board, is to include all the losses, majority of the losses, in the finances of this season. So what does that mean? That means that our revenue for this season was very less. So in La Liga there is a rule that you can spend only a certain percentage of your earnings. So since we had incurred a lot of losses this summer and we had very less earnings, hence the La Liga rules allowed us only 98 million in terms of wages. So that meant we had to keep selling players, loaning off players, have players take wage cuts, so that we can reach to that 98 million. But cut to next summer, we don't have those losses. The other 1.3 billion, 1.4 billion debt that we are having is a long-term debt, and it's not something which is going to be paid over a 1 year or a 2 year period. It's going to take time, 50-60 years. It's going to take time, slow payment, and for that we have secured a deal with an American bank, so that sorts out the debt part. And now coming to how are we going to secure funds for transfer in the summer. Assured deal with Rakuten expires, and there are widespread reports about how Spotify are the leaders to sponsor Barcelona as the main sponsor next summer, and they're willing to offer from 80 to 100 million, one of the highest shirt sponsorships in terms of all the clubs. So that's something really huge coming up for Barcelona, the shirt sponsorship money. And as I explained, the losses meant that we could not spend much last summer. Even in terms of wages, we cannot have above 98 million. But now, since that issue has been sorted, our wage limit can rise up to a 400 million. Let me repeat, 400 million. That's almost 4 times of our current wage budget, and with us selling lot of players coming this summer as well, we can still have a lot of room for players. Hence, it makes sense that we're being linked with a lot of free players. Andreas Christensen, and then there's Niklas Sula, there's Azpilicueta, and then there's Frankessi, and there are so many free agents, Mazraoui as well. We're being linked with so many good quality free agents as well, which means only one thing: we have the wages to offer. What about the 100 million? How are we going to raise that 100 million for Haaland? Laporta has come in clutch for that as well. So Barca Studios, which Barcelona completely own right now, they're willing to sell about 49%, which means remaining 51% remains with us, which means we still own the majority. 49% stakes of Barca Studios willing to be sold, and that too it has been approved by the assembly. So that process should begin very shortly. That could raise about 100 million, plus a lot of player sales coming in the summer, the likes of Trincao for 30 million maybe, then there's Antoine Griezmann for 30-40 million. There's so many players that we're going to sell this summer as well. So that again releases a lot of money. So to the average fan, this is how Barcelona are raising money for this summer, and this summer is going to be a huge transfer window. Before all this news, it was whether rebuild our squad or buy Erling Haaland. Now it is rebuild our squad and buy Erling Haaland. With that, if you like the video, do like, share and subscribe to the channel, and see you next time. And until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.